Okay, this time we're going to look at the third Sony camera that was sent in. This one is a CCD TR7 from about 1990. So we know bad caps, right? Well, maybe, maybe not. Maybe there's not a bunch of them. Maybe there's only one or two. But we're going to see if we can get this one going. The other two were total write-offs just because of the number of capacitors and the amount of damage that's done. Let's take a look at this TR7 and see if we have any more luck this time. Okay, this time we're going to look at this third camcorder that came in that big box of camcorders. And I know this one already doesn't work because I've already tested it. There's no picture. It has the classic symptoms of bad capacitors. And I can assure you that they're probably leaking on this one as well. But let's just see. Little circuit board here that unplugs right there. And there's another connector up front here that unplugs. And there we have the subcompact mechanism undone. You can already see these caps are leaking on this one. DC to DC converter board on the back here. This cap here is spilling its guts, you can see it. Little bracket out of there, and then the circuit, and then this other screw here, and the circuit board will flip down. Now I did service one of these things not that long ago, and it was my own CCD TR7, and I replaced a couple of capacitors on that one. This one doesn't have a lot of caps on it, but it does have some that fail. So this one we may make progress on this one just because it doesn't have, 40 or 50 capacitors on it. It only has a few. So we may get lucky on this particular camera. Let's power it up and see what it does. I see nothing on the screen. Like nothing at all on my TV. No attempt of any type of picture, no sync, no noise, no bars, no nothing. So I'm just trying to get this thing to show something. Even a flash would be something. Okay, open the cassette. Let's just try loading a tape. Okay, drum motor rotated a bit there. So drum motor and capstan motor appear to be working. And on playback, this is what we get. Obviously, that's something. It's nothing to write home about, but it is a place to start to see if we can get some video by bridging some of these bad caps, because there's probably only one or two of them that are causing this. I lost my power there. I'm just going to grab a cap and we'll start bridging some of these caps and see whether I can get a picture. This camera, I may hold some hope for actually being able to get it to do something, whereas the other ones I didn't hold any hope just because of the sheer number of failed caps. This one here may only have a couple that need to be replaced. So I'm going to start by bridging some caps that are known to be ones that go bad. Take a look at this this cap here. It's actually started leaking even more right now. It's spilling its guts. I'm sure the others are probably, the other ones that are also bad are also probably doing the same thing right now. Spilling their guts onto the board and damaging the board even more. I'm just going to clip this one out, because it's not doing any good as it sits, other than contaminating the work area even more. But this is what we are up against. Okay, let me do some bridging here. See whether I can get a picture restored somewhat. That one there actually brings the picture back, sort of. Actually, that one brings the picture back almost completely. This one cap right here. I'll show you the picture when I bridge it. I have to kind of scrape through the corrosion that's on here, but if I make a connection, I should get a picture. There we go. See? One capacitor is causing that problem. Let's change that little 220. And you guys thought I was going to condemn all of them. No, we'll do what we can to get this one running. I'm putting minimal. I'll put one or two caps in this one, but I'm not going to waste a whole bunch of time on it. But if I can get this thing running, producing a picture, then I've done my job. So I'm just going to try and get this old. Actually, I'll clip the old one out. Or do a twist. get it out of here, because you can just twist these things and they'll come apart. I don't have a lot of room to mount this. I'm going to have to lay the capacitor on its side, just because there's not a lot of room in here to deal with it. Oh, smell that. It smells like the back end of a tuna schooner. Fishy smell. We'll tin the leads of the new part. And we'll bend them at a right angle. You guys remember what way this came out of? The unit? Good thing I do. Okay, we got some tin on the pads where it's going to go, and then the new cap will become a lefty at this point. I'll solder this in. Okay, one capacitor changed. We'll reconnect this flex cable, and we'll see if the tape plays. I would say that that's not playing too bad. All things considered, I've only changed one capacitor. Do we have sound? I don't hear any sound. But considering what I started with, I would say that that's actually working not bad. See if I can get the sound back here. There's, I think, oh, wait a sec. The sound is not plugged in. There's a switch on here for the different soundtracks, and it's not plugged in, so that might be why there's no sound. There's a switch on here, right, for soundtrack 1, 2, and stereo. So I don't know if I'm going to get sound without plugging this in. I should change that other cap that was also the one that was leaking. It's another 220. I'll put another one of those in on the camera board. I think the power switch might be kind of foobarred here. See? It's coming apart. This is the record play switch, but it also is the standby switch. I don't know which side is to go up to. When I hit record, it does what? Flicks it down for standby. So up is lock and down is standby. So that's down. I have a feeling that this switch is screwed. Yeah, I'm going to say that this membrane switch is screwed, because this is what controls the power. When I turn on the power switch here, it should turn on the camera, and I should see a picture from the camera, but more importantly, we should hear the mechanism start up and go into the record standby mode, but it's not. So it's not getting power. The switch itself may be shot, or anything on this membrane keypad. These were a pretty common failure. So, and of course the part's not available, so there's not really a heck of a lot I can do with that. Not that this camera would have ever been used again for recording anything. But the only thing I would do with a camcorder like this is get it working for playback, and put it up for sale, for free. Put it up, free 8mm camcorder for playback of your tapes, type of thing. And that's about all I could expect to get from something like this. It's in really sad shape with this. The rubberized grip it's all gone bad, like it's deteriorated. It's all sticky and tacky. It's that rubber grip compound that went bad on all these. So, but the best thing I can expect out of this thing is to turn this thing into a playback machine that I can then put up on Craigslist or Garage Sale or something and say, 8mm camcorder for playback of tapes. So that if someone's got a camera like one of the other ones, which has got, that won't turn on at all because of deteriorated caps and bad boards, I can give this thing away and say, here you go, here's a camcorder. It'll play your tapes, use it to transfer your tapes over to digital, and then throw it out, right? That's about all I can expect out of this. Let's see if I can get the sound playing back. And that's exactly what I thought. The switch fell apart. It came right apart. If I short the contacts together, they're just carbon contacts. If I short them together, the camera will turn on. Let me see if I can get this done without breaking it anymore. So, where are we here? Put these together. We got a picture. Camera works. And it even works without changing that cap that was leaking. So the camera board works. It's just the switch. I guess it would be possible to bypass that switch, and then just would have to be turned on and off with the button on the top. I'm going to try and put a piece of this metallic tape over this, but I'm going to put a piece of wire underneath it to short the two contacts together. It does sound like the kid next door is learning how to play the trumpet. Could he have found a more annoying instrument to play? Perhaps the electric guitar, but not that I don't like electric guitar when it's played properly, but when it's not played properly, it can be pretty annoying too. I'm going to put a piece of solder wick on the back side to hold that switch contact closed. Now the camera works, and you have to shut it off by turning off the switch on the top, but hey, at least now it will work. There we go. We've got sound. Yeah, just replaced that other cap that was leaking on the camera board, and now we have our sound back. So I think I'm going to quit while I'm ahead. I'm going to just leave it at replace those two caps, and the unit's now functional. I'm not too worried about the record capability on this thing. It seems like it's working when I put it into camera mode. I haven't plugged the microphone in yet, but I'm assuming it's going to record. We'll check that out maybe when I get it back together. There, my recording has come to an end there. Anyway, I think that's all I'm going to do on this one, because it's not something I'm going to be able to get any money for. Nobody pays any money for old camcorders, especially when they're as ratty looking as this one. So I think at this point I'm going to close this one off And we're going to call this one somewhat of a success. So there's the last look at the smallest of the 8mm mechanisms that Sony made. Looks like this gear was replaced on it. That green gear. Looks like that's been changed at some point. Because I don't remember them being green in color. They were usually white. Anyway, that's this one. It's, as I say, it's working as well as can be expected. I'm just going to assemble it back together now, and then I'm just going to give it away, because I say it for someone that is looking for a camcorder just for playback, this will do the job. The viewfinder has a problem too, but I'm not really too concerned about that, because this thing I think is just going to be used strictly for playback. Nobody in their right mind is going to record any home videos onto an analog format. Not these days. The only people that are looking for these old camcorders are people that have got powerly dropped off. People that have got tapes that they wish to archive. And I'm not going to spend any more time on this one. It's working good enough for playback. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one real soon. Bye.